the United States Bowling Academy. On the left side we have Flight 1, the Youth Flight 1, and on the right hand side you have the Adult Division. They just got done with their practice, and we're going to get started here. The higher seed chooses their placement. On the left hand side they have Cooper Tate, who was our third seed today, against Garrett LaPlante, who was our second seed today. On the right hand side we have Paul Davison, our number 3 seed, against Kevin Smith, our number 2 seed. And again, Kevin, you can decide if you want to. We'll be starting. And I don't believe he's chosen where he's going. And we have Garrett LaPlante, I believe, is a sophomore. He both from Morristown High day here in Minnesota. We're in Mankato, Minnesota. That's home of University of Minnesota Mankato bowling team. They are all up in Bloomington, Minnesota today, bowling the collegiate tournament. It was really fun yesterday. Some of the guys from our group, Josh, one of our directors, was up there watching the collegiate ranks, and it was fun to see. He said it was fun to see so many of the kids that bowl our tournament series here and are up there and competing. So it'll be fun. Alright, again, on the left hand side, we have the youth. First play in the youth division, and number 3 seed was Cooper Tate, the number 2 seed Garrett LaPlante, and this is the semifinal. That was kind of the that was the challenge today, was not leaving a single pin for a lot of the higher level players. Number 1 seed today was Evan Miller, I believe, from South Dakota, so that was pretty cool. We had bowlers here from South Dakota, Wisconsin, and of course Minnesota. We had a brand new bowler from Mankato here, and we also had Erin Lensmeyer's sister Faith, who started bowling the tournament series now too. So it was really fun to see 5 or 6 new bowlers to our series that had never bowled the USBA Tournament before. On the right hand side, veterans to our series, we have Paul Davidson, who was our number 3 seed, and Kevin Smith, our number 2 seed. Both of these adults on the right hand side here also come to our fair bowl on Thursday night, and are working really hard to be great sport shot bowlers. Hi, Sandy Larson. Sandy Larson, one of our volunteers, and mom to Cody Larson. Just adding a few here, asking a few. Good job. Todd Walters just joined. I'm assuming they were bowling the Northern Fall Challenge. I'm guessing that it is finished. How did it go, Todd?
Pick it up, Cooper.
Doug DeMars, I'm asking him to go live. Owner of the center win here, Doug and Pam DeMars. I'm hoping you guys can see the scoring. It's a little bit hard to see at my angle here. So on the left-hand side, Cooper Tate has gone 9 spare, 9 spare, 7 spare, and Garrett LaPlante has gone 9 spare, strike, strike. The top of the Flight 1 division was very, very packed within 1 or 2 pins. There were probably 7 or 8 kids within 1 or 2 pins. So that's how good this group was today. And on the right-hand side, we have Kevin Smith. Right now, Kevin had open strike, strike, 8 count, and Paul had open strike, spare. Today we were on the beaten path, which was 41 feet long, working with the kids on the rule of 31, trying to get them and teaching them to play the right part of the lane. Break point being around 10, about how the shot played today. There were 24 mils of oil, I believe, and 12 out and 12 back. So the 12 back, the reverse oil just holds the pattern. The more reverse oil you have, the better the pattern will stay. Another strike for Paul Davidson. And again, I'm not sure if Bob Perino is listening, but one of Paul's mission here to the right is to beat Bob Perino on live stream. So Paul made live stream today, but Bob Perino's not here. He is coaching the Northern Fall Challenge for Minnesota High School Bowling, and next week is the Southern Fall Challenge. So we won't have a flight tournament next week because of the Southern Fall Challenge. So right now with the turkey in the middle, Garrett LaPlante is leading by about 25 pins. About 25 pins. It's fun to see that there's a lot of kids, collegiate players that are adding on with us here. And Cooper finally found one. Cooper's really been on with his game, and as I stated before, the 3 that are going to be up here, I don't believe have committed to a college. So coaches that are watching this, some good players today. Very deep. Our Flight 1 and Flight 2 was very deep with very good players. Oh, Bob Perino, it's a good thing you joined because Paul Davidson's been wondering where you are because he beat you. Did you hear Paul? He just said hi, Bob.
For a minute.
On the left-hand side, Cooper Tate, who's up right now, has just a list of accolades. His bowling average currently is about 210, high sanction series 759. It says here high sanction gave 290, but for some reason I was thinking he shot 300 here recently. Oh, Kevin pulls one off. And Cooper bowls out of Andover and Cedarville, and he's been bowling since he was, well, since 2004. And again, a list. MJBT in 2015, he was 11th. In 2016, he was 12th, 13th, 6th, 2nd, and 4th. In 2017, he had many winners. Cooper really coming of age and excelling dramatically in the last year here. He wants to go to school for math and science. He works with Feed My Starving Children, park cleanup and construction. He's been a high school team, bowling team captain. He's all honors academically. He's a co-captain for high school earlier on. Just got a list of accomplishments. On the right-hand side here, we've got a close match. Kevin's going to have about a 20-pin lead with that double he has up, depending on what he does with it. On the left-hand side, we got about a 15-pin lead by Garrett LaPlante. Cooper's back on.
Come on, Cooper, keep it up.
And Paul Davidson spares. Bob Prino says he's got a 5-bagger going right now. I think he's full of crap, but he says he's got a 5-bagger. Paul says you're supposed to send him 1 or 2 because he needs one. Hello, Kendall's mom. Love you. Love that you're watching our live stream. Love Kendall.
Got it. Stay clean.
All right, Cooper with a 6 count, so he could have a possible 134 in the 7th. And Garrett could have a possible 159. So about a 25-pin lead again by Garrett LaPlante. Also, Garrett, a bowler coming up through the Owatonna High School bowling ranks. His current bowling average 180 and his highest sanctioned series 689. It says highest sanctioned game 256. I think it's gotten higher since this bio came out, but not sure about that. So he started bowling in 2010. And bowls out of Spare Time Bowl in Owatonna, Spare Time Entertainment. Again, one of our youth bowlers coming up through the system, so a list of accolades. 6th grade JJV team, which is our junior varsity team, and it's called junior varsity. One of the girls on my team, we were going to originally call it the developmental team, and that's Courtney Schleiss, who is now on our varsity team, and she looked at me and she's like, Terry, I don't want to be called mental. So we then changed it to the junior varsity team, which in the state of Minnesota means 4th through 6th graders. So that's how long he's been bowling with us. As a 6th grader, he was a JJV player. As a 7th grader, he was a JV player. Completely buried in this industry. He's at every tournament. He was the most valuable player for the South Central Conference in the JV last year. He's been to junior gold. He's worked Boo for Food, Feed My Starving Children, and serves meals at church. And he's part of 7th and 8th grade Leaders for Life. So it's really cool to see not only what these kids do and how they bowl, but how they are so well-rounded. And you know, kudos to the parents that get these people and get these kids involved, because you know, giving back is just the way of the world. The more you give back, the more you receive. And I believe that 150%. On the right-hand side, Paul was trying. Paul's got 148 in the 8th. It's not bad. We have, it looks like Kevin's got about 160 in the 8th, so it's about a 20 pin lead. 160, 185, so about a 35 pin lead here. But Paul does have a strike up, so he could put 206 in here, and right now Kevin has a potential of 205, so let's see, excuse me, 208. Paul could finish with 208. Really close match on the adult side. We have 162 in the 9th, potential 182 from Cooper. Very un-Cooper-like. Right now, Garrett has 171 in the 9th with a potential for 231 because he does have a strike up. So,
Get there.
oh, and the inevitable grind right there, leaving the 8 pin on top of all of it. And that's just how scoring was today. Really hard to kick out all the single pins. Garrett just basically needs to leave it on the lane in the 10th frame. He needs 10 pins to tie. There's 9. 19's 189. So Garrett LaPlante has one on the left-hand side. Garrett will be going against Evan Miller of South Dakota. Kevin had a ton. He had a run. It was more than a ham bone. I think it was 5 or 6 in a row over here on the right-hand side. Finished with a 199. Opened the 10th, opened the 9th and the 10th. Opening the door for Paul Davidson. And Paul Davidson, if he does anything but strike in this next frame, is going to go 188 max. So he needs a strike here. And Garrett finishing out with a 200 on the nose. So now we bring in Evan Miller. Evan Miller will be... Oh, and Paul leaves a 5 pin. Dang it. Just close to the pocket on that too. 160, so Paul then maxes out at 188. So it looks like Kevin Smith will be advancing to bowl Elijah Raymond. Elijah Raymond, a former collegiate player from Midland University, studying nursing, living in Austin, Minnesota. All right, Paul just finishing up on the right-hand side here. Paul maxes out at 188. Kevin at a 199. So, as I stated before, sorry, I stepped away for a second there. 199 advances. So Elijah Raymond will be coming in to throw his 2 balls on each game, on each lane. And Evan Miller would be coming in to bowl his 2 frames on each game. His 2 frames on each lane. Lord, how much wood could a woodchuck chuck? That's about how I'm feeling right now. I am not enunciating, pronouncing. And finally, Paul has a good shot and leaves the inevitable single pin, which was left all day long here. So that's all right. Cooper leaves a big 8-pin, and Paul leaves a 10-pin. Elijah comes in now, 2 on each lane. Evan coming in with 2 balls on each lane. I see it looks like Ariel Ingo is in the finals for Flight 2. And I believe she's taking on Drew Dietrich from New Prague.
At least he didn't skin me alive.
No, it was very close. And that good friend of yours, Bob Prino, did not send you any strikes. This is going to be a good match.
I'm looking forward to playing Bob and making memories.
Well, Bob, you better get signed up for Wabasha because I think Paul's going to be there, and he's.
I'm harvesting.
Oh, darn it! Oh! It's Kevin's birthday. You know what else? Oh, the 29th. Where are you going to go? Mason City? Oh. Woohoo! Woo. Special thanks to Doug DeMars and Pam DeMars for hosting today at Victory Lanes in Mankato. This is our championship match for Youth Flight 1 on the left-hand side and the Adult Division on the right-hand side. Today we had 4 flights in a little 12-lane house, so we were really packed. Looks like Elijah's ready to go, so we're going to correct the scores and we're going to get this started. Higher seed decides if they want to start.
I started first and Andy's last, right? No, it's not your
Elijah is chosen to start on the adult side, and it looks like Evan has chosen to start on the youth side.
Makes it a little easier. That way you're
Quiet in here today.
Wait a minute, what?
Whoa! Driving out the 710 is Elijah Raymond on our right-hand side. It's too bad Briley's not here, because usually Briley and Elijah do color for me, and they do quite a colorful job. With this USBA Flight Series, we try to do as much as we can to educate all of the kids. We ask the older kids, the more experienced kids, the college kids, the age-out kids, the adults, the coaches that bowl this, to please help the younger ones so that it makes for a good experience. And it was very exciting today to see 5 new bowlers to our series. And really super stats. We've given away $46,000 in scholarship money. And this year through October 1st, we have now given away 16 junior gold spots, and we just barely left September. So, again, very exciting. We're going to try to break our series goal. I think last year was 48 kids that we qualified, so we are well on our way to beating that goal. Whoa! Garrett needs to do something. Believe it or not, as it went today, I would say move right, but he will probably move left, having been experienced in bowling mainly house shots, but see what happens. He's going to have to do something with speed or deeper to get rid of that 4-9. 4-9's a great shot, though. It's just telling you you're probably entering the pocket correctly, just a little bit too sharp. And Elijah's game looks great. And he's one of the reasons that whoa, Garrett just drops the 8-10. We had crazy pinfall today, or lack of pinfall. Ton of 9 counts. And the stuff that did fall was definitely messenger related. There were 2 or 3 lilies. There were several 8-10s. I just see down in flight 3 they just left another 7-10, excuse me. Elijah, going back to how I started this, Elijah is one of the reasons. He's only a year or 2 older than the group that's here, and that group, other than going to bowl CBAs, which is a great event, really they had nowhere to go to stay in sport shot competition. So we opened the adult division, gosh, about a year ago now, pretty close to a year. And every stop we have a really good slice of adult bowlers that just want to keep themselves sharp, especially for those that bowl the open. What better way to figure out a blind shot than to bowl something like this? So every shot we have is a sport condition of some sort. We ask the house that it please put out a 3-to-1 or less. So we don't ever compete on house shots. But this group today was really educated. There was a lot of depth all the way through flight 1 and flight 2. Any single one of those kids could have won or could have made the top 3. And just as Elijah's doing here with these 9 counts, that's what we saw today. Kind of the nature of the beast here at Victory Bowl in Mankato, Minnesota. This happens to be the house that I grew up bowling junior leagues. I bowled my first adult youth event here at about age 7, throwing my 8-pound Black Beauty. Drew Dietrich has been in flight 1 the last 2 weeks, and this week he dropped down a little bit to flight 2, but that's what I mean about the depth of flight 1 and 2 for sure in this tournament. The numbers were very close all the way through the top, probably about the top 20 kids. So he made the top 3 in flight 1 the last 2 weeks, and this week he dropped down to the top 3 in flight 2, but it was power packed all the way along. On the right hand side we have, wow, pretty tied match going. Strike 9 spare 9 spare from both Kevin and Elijah. On the left-hand side, we have Evan Miller with a spare, strike spare. Evan, one of the guys that came over from JST of South Dakota. Super excited about that. We love the kids that come over from South Dakota. Our Cody Lovejoy, our Colin Lovejoy. Kayla Stommer, Holden Luke. We've had a lot of the kids from over there head this way. I know I'm forgetting a bunch. And Garrett goes Brooklyn, and as I always say, you cannot beat lucky. So Garrett had an okay strike, I believe, in the second, then he drops the 8-10 in the third, and now he went Brooklyn in the fourth. So looks great up on the scoring sheets. Scoring monitors. And Elijah just about leaves another 8-10. Crazy back ends here. Sorry, not an 8-10, a 7-10. I must be sounding pretty batty today. A little bit tired. Evan playing nice and tight up the board, stroker, not getting himself in trouble. That's exactly what he was doing all day long. Keeping himself out of trouble and picking up spares. A lot of the high-end bowlers were today. The frustration was to get a piece of equipment in their hands that would carry, would still make the pocket, but carry. So on the left-hand side, we have South Dakota bowler Evan Miller, who was our #1 overall seed today for youth bowling. And we have Garrett LaPlante, who was our second seed today. Yeah, second seed. Garrett LaPlante's high school team yesterday shot 289. Dakota Savoy was the anchor bowler, and Dakota threw some great shots in the 10th, and he looked like a professional, but just got stung with a single pin, so they shot 289, so it was really exciting to watch yesterday. I see New Prague High School, I see Austin High School, I see Owatonna High School, Austin High School, Owatonna. Kevin on the right-hand side here is actually a Owatonna High School coach. And Elijah picks up his spare. So Elijah's got strike 9999, all spares. He's covering everything. Elijah says hi to Briley Howe.
Hey, Bri.
And on the right-hand side, Kevin has strike 9 spare strike. So, ooh. So this is the finals of the USBA Flight Tournament, Mankato, Minnesota, at Victory Bowl. On the left-hand side, Garrett LaPlante has open, and then a turkey. Evan Miller has spare, strike, open. Ooh. And these youth bowlers in the Flight 1 series, I don't believe have any colleges picked out. So if you coaches are watching, you want any more information on any of the bowlers that you see in either Kurt Ballbach or the USBA United States Bowling Academy Facebook video that's going on to the left of me, which is Flights 2 or 3, or mine, which is under Terry Miller Howe. Both of them will move to our USBA flight page. Garrett an open. So both bowlers had an open in our youth Flight 1. The adults are keeping it very clean over here. Kevin had a 7 count, but he picked it up. As I mentioned earlier, both Kevin and Elijah have bowled our sweeper on Thursday nights also in Faribault. And these guys are just it's really fun for me to see the adults that want to learn, one, how to communicate with these kids, because they want to play these patterns so that they know that sometimes they go right instead of left, and sometimes they have to ball down, sometimes the ball up, sometimes they have to stay behind the ball. Hand positions are so important. Pin placement's important on different shots. Reading a pattern. Elijah finally, both Kevin and Elijah carried, finally. This is an educated bunch of kids, that's for sure. And it's fun to see the younger kids down in Flight 3 today. Smiles on their face and on live stream for the first time, so very exciting. Love it. That's why we do this. So by the time they get up and they have to put on their face for the college coaches, it's old hat to them. That's why Bean and Briley House started bowling team trials when they were, I don't know, I'm guessing 12 years old, because I wanted to get that craziness out of their head. I wanted to get them desensitized, and it certainly worked. Evan carries. I think the guys on the right-hand side here, too, have got it down now. They're dialed in. Dialed in and striking and keeping it clean. Trying. Elijah says trying. Yeah! Looks good. I was excited today, too. We had 2 junior gold qualifiers. Autumn Forrester qualified for the girls, and Evan Miller qualified for the boys. We don't get a girls grouping very often, so it was exciting to have as many kids as we had here today going for junior gold, and we were able to have a girls division and a boys division. So, and again, we've already qualified 16 in October, and that's doing it the old-fashioned way, one at a time. Oh, Evan, ouch. Both of our adults have a double up, and there we go. So both Evan and Kevin, leaving mirror images. Andrew Billet says, no way, let's go, Elijah. Did I pronounce that right? Oh. He's from Austin? All right. Adam LaPlante was cheering for his son over here, Garrett, but then he also put in a go Kevin. I love the comment, and this is all so laid back here in the finals. We try to be as distracting as we possibly can, because that's how these guys learn. So if you guys put comments in, I will turn around and tell the bowlers what you have to say. Tyler Enright says win. Again, on the right-hand side, we have Kevin Smith, who hadn't bowled for a long time, and he came back about, I suppose 6 months ago to a year, maybe. I don't know. Kevin, how long has it been since you've been back now bowling?
Year and a half.
Maybe a year and a half. Yep.
10-year break.
Yeah, 10-year break. Same thing I had. It was a 10-year break. So glad to have him back, and not only is he back, but he's also a high school coach. So we need more high school coaches. Anyone out there that's on a break or hiatus, come on back. We need you. Elijah Raymond, product of the high school system. Awarded a scholarship at Midland University. Was a bowler for Midland University. He's going into nursing. And he's got 166 in the 8th with a strike up. Kevin had that tough split in the 8th, so he's 150. So about a 16-pin lead for Elijah at this point. Evan back on again with a strike. Another split out of Kevin here on the right-hand side. They were so close, both keeping it very clean. So 159. Little Bundy?
Yeah, Little Bundy. He has an older brother, Tyler.
Elijah says it looks like Little Bundy's going to win. He's also from Austin, Minnesota. Elijah brought him up today to bowl. One of our first-timers. So on the left-hand side, we have a strike. For Evan Miller. In the 6th frame, we had about a 5-pin lead by Garrett LaPlante, but Garrett has then since doubled. We'll see what Evan does here. Oh, and Kevin sharing it. Kevin finishing with a 168. And your champion on the adult side is Elijah Raymond. Elijah Raymond will be your number 1 champion, your number 1 champion, number 1 seed, number 1 champion of the day. On the left-hand side, we have 136 in the 8th for Evan. With a strike, we have 142 in the 7th for Garrett. Garrett cuts through also with a 7 count. 139 in the 7th to 116. Way to go, Elijah, says Andrew. Thank you, Andrew, for watching today. Elijah caps it up with a strike, and he will finish with a 206. And Garrett picks up his spare in the ninth. Garrett just needs to get 10 pins total here in the 10th frame, and he beats Evan Miller. Evan's potential score is 186. Garrett LaPlante right now is at 169. The 9 count 178, 188. And Garrett LaPlante is our winner today in the Youth Flight 1 division. Great fun today here in Mankato. Great group. It was a packed house. Great burgers. Oh my gosh. If anybody wants to go to Mickey's Bar and Grill here in Mankato, the burgers are absolutely fresh. The buns are even fresher. It is amazing. And we had onion rings here too, French fries. They have all kinds of stuff at this little grill, but boy, did they do the burgers right. Congrats to Elijah Raymond on the right-hand side here for winning the adult division, the adult division here at our USBA Flight Tournament. And congratulations to Garrett LaPlante. Finishing out with a strike would be 199. The most that Evan Miller can shoot is a 184. So it was really fun having kids here from South Dakota, Wisconsin, and Minnesota. College players and youth bowlers, a lot of high school team bowlers, a lot of high school team graduates. And Garrett LaPlante finishes out with a 199. Very nice bowling all day today, Garrett. And like I stated before, there was a lot of competition. It's really fun to see these kids, how they grow, how they learn to stabilize their temperaments, how they learn how to play these shots, how they learn how to play the equipment. It was fun today, walking around, listening to the conversations. The education level is amazing amongst this group. And we have a tournament pretty much every weekend. Next weekend we're off because of the Northern Fall Challenge. But normally every Sunday we have a USBA flight tournament somewhere in the Midwest. And it was fun walking around listening to them talk about break points and getting through the heads and the back ends. I mean, it was just, for me, that means our education here is working, and it's exciting. Also, Stephanie Botts, who helps with the JST of South Dakota, and Keegan Botts, who come and bowl this also, her son Keegan. A lot of JST bowlers here, so great day today. And it looks like Evan's going to finish with hopefully a turkey also. Good finish on the Youth Flight 1, 186 to 209. And 9 count, 185 to 209. Great job today, guys. And as I also always state, winning and losing is always going to happen in some random succession. We're going to do our best to try to win. But the most important thing is getting together with friends and making sure that this sport stays in your family for a lifetime. So have a great day. It's got a little rainy day here in Minnesota, and what a great day to be in Little Victory Bowl in Mankato, Minnesota. So you guys all have the great rest of your Sunday, and salute.